Hello freaky friends, it's just your friendly neighborhood horror writer, Tia. Today we're going to talk about something personal and probably a little TMI. I'm not even sure where to begin with all of this. The end of June, I got a biopsy back, and it got tested for a bunch of things, and it came back that I have precancer. And this means that I, at the very least, should have my cervix removed, if not my uterus also, which means a full hysterectomy. I'm looking at it as a positive, even though it has been kind of a shock to my system, to be honest. I've been suffering from endometriosis since I was 12, 13 years old. And I've always had pain and problems, and I missed a lot of school and things like that. And a lot of times I was just kind of brushed off because they thought I couldn't handle pain. And I was just cramping like a normal chick should, and I was being a baby about it, is what I kept being told. Until one year, I think I was 16, 17, my mom found me in our driveway while it was raining. I had gone into shock from the pain and passed out. This was the first time that I had fully passed out. Before that, I had felt like I was going to, or got dizzy or whatever, but this was the first time that had happened. And I really don't remember what got me there. And this sounds so cliche and stupid, but I remember kind of seeing myself passed out. I don't know, but then the doctor started to take me a little bit more seriously, but it took several years for them to finally diagnose me with endometriosis. It causes pain, it causes excess bleeding, it causes all kinds of problems, and definitely affects my quality of life. I had the surgery for endometriosis about 1920, somewhere around there, and it helped a little bit. But as it is a recurring thing that your body does, over time it comes back. I was told that I wasn't ever going to be able to have children, and if I did have children, I would have to work really hard at it. I actually got pregnant when I was 20, and it was my miracle. That was my son, and I wasn't even supposed to be able to have him. But I'm blessed with him. As time goes on, the endo got worse. The surgery helped for a few years, and then it got worse and worse and worse. It made going to work difficult. I would faint. I would be sick, nauseous, nauseated, whichever is the proper way to say it. And a lot of people thought I was just being lazy or calling out of work for no reason. I would have emergencies. This is definitely TMI, and if you're a guy, turn her away or turn me off. I would bleed so much that I would become anemic. I would be changing out my pads and tampons at least 4 times in an hour. That's how much I was bleeding, and it makes life hard. And as I've gotten older, it's gotten worse. I have to take birth control exactly at 9:30 every night, or I will start having the pain about an hour and a half to 2 hours afterwards, and I will start spotting almost 3 hours afterwards. I can time it. Even then, with birth control, it's not guaranteed. It does nothing for the pain. Sometimes it helps my cycles be regular. Sometimes it doesn't. Depends. I've went through 7 different birth controls in the past 3 years, trying to find one that could make me be able to function. And that's one of the reasons I don't have a regular day job, is because the endometriosis made it just too damn hard, because it was being too erratic. It wasn't once a month. I was having a cycle twice a month, sometimes 3 times. And there was times where I didn't stop bleeding for 6 months. Actually 8 months. And working a 9 to 5, or working a regular job, I worked in like paint department, and I don't have a college education, so I can't get a desk job, especially in Huntsville. So all of my jobs are pretty physical and labor intensive, and the ones that I could keep my interest in or anything. But my body just couldn't handle it. Even sitting down at a cash wrap was getting to be too much, and I was having too many accidents with the blood and with me being sick, nauseous, and things like that. So, and I quit my job for other reasons, timing trips, trying to see my son and that kind of thing. But the endo was a big part of that. And I am constantly in some sort of pain. Most days it's like today, well, not most days, depending if the birth control is working or not, I'm at a 1 or 2. I'm uncomfortable, I'm aware of how I'm sitting, what I'm doing, but overall I'm okay. Some days I'm at a 10, 11, and I'm stuck on the couch and I can't move, I can't breathe barely. I rock, and that would happen, and then I'd go through times where I was always like that. Skip ahead. I'm turning 40 tomorrow. July 17th is my birthday, and I'll be 40 years old. So I've been dealing with this for almost 30 years. Some years better than others, and it's just getting worse. So the precancer diagnosis is finally allowing me to move forward to get the hysterectomy I've been trying for 20 years. And because it's Alabama, because they don't give a shit about women's health, because endometriosis isn't seen as a thing, it's beginning to be, but most of my life, it's been kind of ignored. To give you an example, I would save my pain medications from my dentist appointments when I've had my tooth pulled. I would suffer through the tooth pain so I could make sure that I had pain medication for the endo. The only pain that was worse than the endo, or is worse than the endo, is kidney stones. Labor is nothing. Child labor is nothing. In fact, the endo feels like labor, but multiplied by 10. It actually feels like going into labor, but multiplied by 10. And it feels like your muscles are being ripped apart, because they kind of are. The endocells are connecting your organs together, and they're kind of growing your organs together. And then when the ovaries are sending out the hormones for you to cramp, to shed the uterus, it's making all your organs that are connected or touched by that endo cells, I know that's not the right name, but when they're cramping, they're actually pulling the muscles apart. So that's what it feels like. And yes, the diagnosis of precancer is scary, but precancer is it could never turn into cancer, or it could be turning into cancer as I sit here and talk to you, or it could be 10 years from now. But it gives me the opportunity to get the hysterectomy that I have desperately needed. The reason I have such a strong drive to work is because I don't know if I'm going to be able to work tomorrow. Am I going to be stuck on the couch? Am I going to be crying and rocking and just doing anything and everything just to survive? Am I going to be doing that 2 hours from now? Because I just don't know. I can't trust my body. I don't know. I'm just living moment by moment and seeing what I can get done when I can get it done. And so that comes off as a bit manic to some people, or I'm, too driven or something like that. It's because I got to get the shit done while I can. And even then, things take forever, because then all of a sudden I'm taking a day off, a week off. A few months ago, I had to take 2 weeks off because the endo was just not stopping. It's when the birth control just stopped working. Let alone the complications with sex and being in pain and making me irritable all the time. And just the complications and the complications and more complications. Nothing was simple as, oh, I can take that family trip on this day because I don't start my cycle until the next week. No, my endo starts a week and a half before my cycle, if not a little bit more. I have a week period or a week time span for me to be able to do anything physical. I work out when I can, how I can, and I love to work out, but sometimes the endo makes that impossible. And when I'm on my cycle and I'm actually bleeding, I can't do anything because, like I said, I'm changing my pad or whatever 2 to 4 times in an hour, if not more. So my life has been built around dealing with this endometriosis. And nobody would help me. And I couldn't get the money to get the hysterectomy. Even when I had insurance, I couldn't get the hysterectomy. First, because I didn't have any kids. Second, because I didn't have enough kids. Third, because I'm too young. I don't know what I'm doing. Fourth, because I just didn't have the fucking money. I have been tortured, literally tortured by my body for 30 years. And I couldn't get the help I wanted and needed so I could live my life, to be productive, to be able to hold down a fucking job, to be able to spend time with my family, to have a quality life. I'm a little bitter. I'm a lot bitter. But this struggle has made me more focused, and I gotta get work done. I am productive when I'm functional. Some say overly productive when I'm functional, because I have to do it now because I don't know if I have a tomorrow. So, the precancer, scary as it is a blessing from the gods. I'm sorry I'm being emotional. I don't like emotions. Emotions are sticky and usually in the way. But this is something I've been fighting for as long as I can remember, and fighting for and trying to get to happen. And it's taken this diagnosis of precancer to make it happen. I could get a leap where they cut off the part that has the cancer on the cervix, but then I would still have to keep a continuous eye on it. So removing it all would be the best option. And I'm very blessed that my old GYN retired and I got a new one, and she's on top of it. She wanted the biopsy. She wasn't blasé about it. She's getting shit done. So I have a hysterectomy surgery August 17th because that's the quickest they could get me in. And I consider that my 40th birthday present from the universe. And I'm so thankful. I'll be making videos, kind of keeping up with everything. I may miss some Mondays or be a little late or whatever. But I'm going to keep you informed about what it is I'm going through and everything. And I admit I'm a little emotional about it. I'm looking forward to it. I want it. And then part of me, you know, you get that feeling old and growing old and that kind of thing. And, you know, there's a lot going on in my head. And I'll probably be making supplemental videos up until the surgery and then after the surgery. I am blessed to have wonderful people in my life. I am in a place where I can do this. I can take the time off for recovery. I have a good man that's a good man that's paying for the surgery because I don't have insurance, because I can't hold down a job, but I don't qualify for any of the services or Medicare or anything like that. I don't qualify for that. So he's taking care of it. My doctor's trying to cut costs where she can so we can afford it. Luckily, we've been saving up to rebuild our fence that got knocked over by a storm last year, so we have the money saved. So the universe has kind of got me into the perfect place for this to happen finally. And I'm very thankful to the gods for getting everything in order, and I can reap the benefits. And I got good people around me. I got a safe and stable home. I can take the time off. I mean, yeah, it's gonna kind of delay my audiobook that I've been working on, but we all know about the audiobook curse if you've been watching my other videos. But that's okay. I don't mind my audiobook being late for this. And besides, I'm going to be stuck on the couch, so I have plenty of other work that I could be doing once I'm stuck on the couch. I just won't be able to do the retakes until after I'm up and moving. So I know I was a little emotional, and I hope this kind of made sense. The precancer isn't affecting my health at this moment, and it may never affect my health. But this is going to change my life. The hysterectomy is going to change my life in ways I don't even think I realize. And I'm scared, I'm terrified, but I'm excited that my 40s bring in freedom, real freedom, from a body that I can't trust day to day. Well, that's enough of that. I'll keep you informed and I will let you know. And till next time, may the night protect you as you protect the night. Any questions or comments or advice, feel free to put it down below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and bell, and whatever else. And I make videos every other Monday, hopefully.